excuse me, but
Yes?
would you think me awful if I asked you to change seats with me?
No?
I promise I won't kneel on it. Promise. Only I'm such a kid about looking out the window.
Yes, well,
I don't want to miss the sound barrister.
I know just exactly what you mean.
Thank you.
I really don't mind where I sit, inside or outside. I will just change the seats with you. There we are.
Oh, pardon.
Oh, God.
How most gallant of you. My late hubby went raving mad if I did that in the rolls, especially if we had clients aboard. My two husbands. Chalk from cheese. Tufnell, he was my first. I used to call him Daddy. He used to love to see me kneeling up to the window with my thumb in my mouth. We only had a Morris Minor in those days, but we was happy.
Well, after all, that's all that matters, you know, happiness, huh?
Yes.
Happiness.
I saw your look.
You did?
Everyone looks when they hear I've been twice married. Of course, I married Tufnell straight from the schoolroom, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd got no more idea of marrying than Fly. That man, he treated me like I was rolled in gold. I was his sacred trust. He even kept a special name for me.
What was it?
I don't think I want to tell you.
Ah, but I want to know, I want to know. Come on.
He called me Squidgy.
Squidgy? But that's very nice, Squidgy, eh?
Oh, yes. Oh, honestly, when he passed over, I thought my bottom had fallen out. Know what I did?
I don't know. What did you do?
Booked myself straight away for a cruise on the Cranberry.
Oh, yes, of course.
I've been all over the world on cruises, you know. Couple of times on the QED, but mostly on the Cranberry. She's my favourite. Of course, you get such camaraderie on the liner.
Yes, yes, you do, yes.
Well, of course, I always sit at the captain's table. He and the purser, Frosty Fosdart, they rib me rotten when they spot my name on the A-deck passenger list again. Those two and our entertainments officer, Bill Beckley, they just took me under their wings. Well, Bill and me was inseparable. Quite a few eyebrows shot up at that, of course, but the short answer to that is no comment. And I will say this for Bill. When it came to parting, after our usual moonlight stroll, oh, the moon on the water and all those flying sardines, his manners was implacable. Just a touch of the hand, a brush of his lips on my shoulder, then nighty-night and beddy boys strictly on our own. Oh, you know, sometimes when I walked into that empty cabin suite, I thought, you fool. But then I thought, no, Tufnell would have been proud of you. Carry on, Squidgy. And I'd lay down and sob my eyes out in my pillow till Frobisher crept into my stateroom with Madam's early tea. And it was time to don my mask again.
You must have felt very, very lonely. A very lonely woman.
I hope I haven't bored you.
No, not at all.
Only you're so sympathetic, one's tempted to unbosom.
Yes, yes.
Still, Pop's my second husband wasn't so bad, I suppose. He'd done an awful lot of good by stealth. It was just a row he made whilst doing it. Vincent Dean Ratzenkeller.
What was that?
Vincent Dean Ratzenkeller, you must have heard the name.
No, no.
He owned that massive hyper deli on the Hendon roundabout.
Ah, I see, yes.
Vince
yes.
Invincibles,
Oh.
LTD.
Yes, yeah, I have heard of Vince Invincibles.
Yeah, well,
yes,
it's a clever play on his name.
Yes.
I
it,
just call him
is.
Pops. Oh, my dear, he deified that place. He ate, slept and drank it. You daren't make the least remark about it. Of course, nothing will ever convince me that Pops was a well man. For a start, his blood pressure was out of this world.
It was?
Plus, he had the usual gentleman's hop.
Oh, yes, I know,
I
yes.
think that must have accounted for quite a bit. Well, I mean, it must have. He was so maniacally conscious of his status, he once threw a £5 tin of family assorted at my head.
My-
Caress was terrified.
Huh?
Well, she was my little girl by Tufnell. She was only a tot at the time. But that kind of thing bounces right off of me, and I don't mean family assorted. Still, I suppose I'll get married again. I mean, it's almost obligatory when you cruise as much as I do. But I swear I'll never, ever marry into trade again. Oh, Popsy's people was the frozen ultimate. No melting moments under the duvet for yours truly with Pops, though I happen to know he was having it off at the rate of knots with that kid at the quick cash counter. Still, he certainly did the right thing by Caress and me, considering she was the fruit of Tufnell's loins. I mean, when Pops actually popped, he left us better off than Tufnell, bless him. Actually, we're quits in. Of course, the family nearly went mad about it, but I kept my cool because I knew Pops had always admired me for my breeding and my intellect, and that was his way of showing it. So, net result, we got this beautiful Spanish-style house at San Clemente.
San Clemente. Yes. Isn't that the place where Richard Burton live in Mexico?
No.
That's it?
No, silly. It's that exclusive residential area between Hendon and Mill Hill. In fact, to all intents and purposes, it is Mill Hill. Condoms, they call them. You know the sort of thing.
Yes.
You know, indoor sauna, outdoor barbecue. It's even got a built-in leisure area. And all in trust for me during my lifetime, when it passes on to little Donna after her mummy's demise.
Yes, I understand.
Yes, you don't believe I'm a grandma, do you?
No, I must admit I don't.
No, because I heard you gasp. But I am, and Donna's an absolute joy. She's as bright as a button. At 3.5, she was modelling for Kiddie Clobber. Would you believe? Of course, Pop's got her the job through friends in the trade.
I see, yes.
Oh, bless her, she's a little madam. She can wind her nana around her little finger, and she knows it. No, the one I'm sorry for is Caress, though there's times I'd like to bash her. She's got so little spunk. At 16, she goes and marries that bleeder, Quentin St. Ermine, the most illegible bachelor in town. You must have heard of him. Second son of a bitch, I call him.
No.
And a sans vestite on top of it.
Oh?
Yes, always getting into ladies' slumberwear. Can't leave it alone, 'cause he hates the sight of me. He blackguards me uphill, down dale. I wouldn't soil your ears with some of the names he's called me. If it was me, I'll give him the rounds of the kitchen, but not Caress. She's just closed her eyes on the whole North Seating mess. She's ridiculously loyal. She'd rather die than have little Donna know her daddy's a drunken ponce without 2 peas to rub together. I mean, as if the child hasn't guessed. You can't put anything over that child. Still, I got one thing to thank him for. It was him advised me to fly Concorde.
Ah.
You get a better class of hardjacker up there. No rubbish on the big ones, squitters.
Squitters?
Squitters. That's Eton and Harrow for you.
Yeah.
Still, I'm jolly glad I
Squitters.
took his tip, else I'd never have met up with you-know-who.
I don't know who.
Don't give me that.
No, I don't know
You
who.
must have noticed I've been gazing at you right through the flight. I've been putting the name to the face. You are whom I think you are, aren't you?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I know you are. My woman's institution's never wrong. Wait till I tell Caresse who I've been sitting next to on the Whispering Giant. That'll make her day, poor bitch. I'm gonna get your autograph if it's the last thing I do.
I see, yes.
I wonder if you'd be an angel and mind signing your name on my bare arm.
Well, if that is what you really want, yes.
I've got a special signing pencil for the really greats. It's inedible, so that makes it semi-permanent.
I see, yes.
Come on.
All right. Wait a
I'm
moment.
waiting.
Here we go.
Oh, don't! You're tickling me. Oh, you Ronnie! You're doing it on purpose.
When?
Say when, or I'll open my eyes.
Say when?
No, you're supposed to say when.
Oh, when?
Peter Sellers. You must be joking. I don't believe it. Peter Sellers. Well, how nice meeting you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thanks all the same. Wasn't that you in all those old Maygrave films on telly? You know, you're always on a ship or train
No, it wasn't.
or going
No.
somewhere.
No.
You took a jolly good part as a detective.
Yes, that was me,
But
yes.
I always think the films are somewhat lacking.
You do, eh?
Anyway, I shall have to be wafted now to the little girl's room to powder my nose.
Good. Would you mind if I gave you a little advice?
Oh, do. Please do.
You know, and you must have heard of a Brillo pad
Oh, yes.
in the kitchen, you know?
Oh, yes.
Well, I should try a Brillo pad on that arm that I've just signed. You'll find that Brillo pads rub off just about anything.
Oh, thank you. Well, I will if you don't mind. Thanks all the same. I mean, it's been lovely knowing you, but I really have reserved that space, you know, for my favourite, the Incredible Hulk.
I see.